What's going on, guys? We have finally made it to the start of the 2025-26 NHL season, and I could not be more excited. This will be the first of hopefully many season's predictions for the upcoming season. There will be some hot takes, some pretty, mildly cold takes. So make sure to stick around to see where your favorite team lands in the standings for this season. But before we get started, these rankings mean absolutely nothing if you don't subscribe. If you don't subscribe, your team will be at the 8th spot of your division and will not be making the playoffs, and will also have bad luck in the draft lottery and never win anything. We're going to kick off with the Pacific Division, and this to me is the weakest division in hockey right now. I feel like number 1 and number 2 are pretty set. Vegas getting Mitch Marner is going to be a wagon this year, I believe. The Oilers just re-signed Connor McDavid on what could possibly be the most cap-friendly contract, not only currently, but in NHL history. The Kings kind of just are de facto number 3, I believe. I don't think that any of these teams are going to jump them, but that being said, honestly, numbers 3 through 6 are interchangeable, honestly. I could see any one of the Ducks, Flames, or Canucks actually jumping up to that spot. Maybe not the Canucks as much, but the Kings, Ducks, and Flames could very easily be competing for that 3 spot in the Pacific Division. I think the Kings kind of fell off, had a rough offseason, and the Sharks at number 7 are one of the surprise teams for me. I think, again, if you guys watched the last video that came out a couple days ago, you saw that I had the Sharks having a good jump this year in production. I don't think they're playoff competing just yet, but I do believe the San Jose Sharks will be better than the 8th place Seattle Kraken, who I do not think will be good. Honestly, they are probably a bottom 2 or 3 team in the league this year. So looking at it, we got Golden Knights, Oilers, Kings, Ducks, Flames, Canucks, Sharks, and Kraken. Now we go from the least competitive division in the league to arguably, and really not even arguably, the most competitive division in hockey, the Central Division. Now, I think the class of the Central is the Dallas Stars, with an abundance of good players in the top 6. Miro Heiskanen coming back, along with Thomas Harley and other good defensemen, and a solid goaltender in Jake Ottinger. They are the class of the Central, and probably, honestly, the NHL at this point. I could not bring myself to put Mikko Rantanen as the, face for this one, so I put Miro Heiskanen up there. Avalanche at 2, pretty self-explanatory. One of the most competitive teams, one of the most star-studded teams in the league with good, underrated goaltending now. The Utah Mammoth at 3, and if you guys have been watching the channel for a while now, you know that I am a believer in the Utah Mammoth, and I have them over the Winnipeg Jets, who are going to fall from President's Trophy down to 4th place in the division. And the Wild sneak in at number 5, Blues at 6, Predators at 7, Blackhawks at 8. I don't think the Blackhawks are going to get much better. The Predators, I think they get better, but not too much better. Again, the top 6 of the Central is just loaded with talent. Like, it sucks for the Blues to be 6th, but someone had to be 6th. And I believe of those 6 teams, they are the weakest this year. So, yeah, the Stars just wagon. The Stars and Avalanche are both just wagons of teams. And I do not see them falling off. Jets maybe a little bit. Wild, after getting Kaprizov into a new contract, that definitely helps them. And then the bottom 2 are just, the bottom 2. And now we hop over to the East, to the division that has hosted the last 7 Eastern Conference champions, the Atlantic Division. And this year, there is a massive, massive change in the Atlantic Division. And you can probably see it there in that number 2 spot with the Montreal Canadiens jumping into the top 3 here. Now, the Maple Leafs at 1, I think the Maple Leafs are about a 105-point team. The Canadiens in the other video I said at 102. And the Panthers I still have in the playoffs in the number 3 spot, but they are very injured. Barkov out for the season, Kachuk out for most of the season. They are very deep as a team, but once you start losing enough key players, you're going to falter, especially in the regular season. I mean, they've played well over 100, 110 games the last 3 seasons. Injuries are going to pile up. The Panthers will not have the best regular season, but good enough to get them into playoffs. Lightning at 4, really they could be interchangeable with the Florida Panthers, but I do believe the Panthers are the better team. Senators are going to come back down to earth a little bit. I do think they are a strong team, but not as strong as last year, and I think there are other teams that are better. And then Red Wings and Sabres at 6 and 7. Haha, 6-7. Definitely interchangeable. I do think that it's possible for the Sabres to have a better year than the Red Wings, but I think the Red Wings have a little more promise and a little more stability in their organization. And then completely bottoming out, the Boston Bruins, who really could be one of, if not the worst team in the league this year. Now, the final division, the Metro Division that hosts the Carolina Hurricanes. And yes, I am a homer. I do have the Hurricanes at number 1, but I can back that up. They have been a top 2 or 3 team in the Metro for a very long time now. Actually, probably top 2 team in the Metro for a very long time now. And they only got better. They were the Metro champions after the end of the playoffs last year, and they got better. Washington's not going to be as good as last year, I don't believe. The Devils will be better, but not to the level of the Hurricanes. The Hurricanes will win the Metro this year, followed by the Devils, and then the Capitals will slide down into third. I have the Blue Jackets over the Rangers. Again, this could be Canes bias coming out of me. I do not buy into what the New York Rangers have going currently. Mike Sullivan's teams in Pittsburgh have not been good the last couple of years, despite having some of the best talent all time playing for 20 years there. They were under 500 for the first time in forever with Sidney Crosby on the team last year, and I don't buy into the players they have. Islanders at 6, kind of just a de facto spot. Schaefer is playing this year, which I was not anticipating at one point. I thought he would be playing mostly in the minors this year, but congrats to Schaefer. Flyers at 7, really toss up between them and the Penguins, but I do believe by the trade deadline season, the Penguins will be offloading, and they will tank to try and get Gavin McKenna to rescue their franchise next year. So make sure to let me know where your team placed in the ranking, guys. If you disagree with me, let me know what the correct opinion is down in the comment section. I'm sure everyone's going to have their own opinions, but I'm sure mine are right. So just check back in April when these all come true and I'm just a total genius. And if it does not come true, then just forget that this video ever existed. Thank you guys for watching again. As always, stay crazy, guys, and peace out.